Bonjour, mes amis. Je suis le Roger Canadien, and welcome back to the Hockey Dog Show, where now we're in postseason mode for hockey. So, you would think it would be a short episode, but guess what, Big? It ain't. There's still a shit ton to talk about. We're going to try to get by as fast as we can, I promise. The first major thing is a trade and sign. So, here we go. The Los Angeles Kings have acquired the rights to Kevin Fiala from the Minnesota Wild in exchange for a defensive prospect, Brock Faber, and a 2022 19th overall pick. And then the Kings took Kevin Fiala and they signed him to a massive 7-year, $7.875 million per year contract. Holy shit. On top of that, it includes a full no movement clause in years 2 to 4 and a modified no trade clause in years 5 through 7. So in year 1, it's pretty much just a let's see how it goes type of thing. And then it just goes no movement, no movement, no movement, no trade, no trade, no trade. I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, it's a good contract for him because he's still young, he's still got the shit. But holy fuck. Oh, my lord. But it happens. It really does happen. So, moving on to this cool thing. The Blackhawks will be hosting the Minnesota Wild on October 16th at Pfizer Forum in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Kind of like the halfway point, but well, not really the halfway point, but state-wise, the halfway point between the two areas. To have a game in a basketball primarily stadium is something. Is it cool? Oh, fuck yeah, it is. Just different. But hell, that's actually pretty cool. Why not? Fuck it. And Detroit has a new coach. Apparently, they decided to hire Gru from Despicable Me and all the other Minions bullshit. No, I'm serious. If you take a look at Derek Lalonde, he is literally the embodiment of fucking Gru. I am serious. Look at him. But Derek Lalonde, who was the assistant coach for the Tampa Bay Lightning, is now the Red Wings' new head coach. And speaking of new head coaches, because the fucking carousel that continues, the Boston Bruins have named Jim Montgomery as a head coach. I'm going to reiterate what I just said. Jim Montgomery is a head coach in 2022 for the Boston Bruins. Hey, Bruins fans. Hey, how you doing? Are you doing okay? You want to talk about it? You want to talk about Bruce Cassidy? Arguably the better coach. So you extended Sweeney and you fired Cassidy because why? You guys doing okay? At least Jake DeBrusk rescinded his trade request. That's a plus. Right? Right? No, I think the Bruins are fucked. Moving on, we got an extension here for Craig Anderson, the goaltender who's now pretty much a fucking fossil. Signed a 1-year deal with the Sabres on a $1.5 million deal, which with incentives and performance bonuses could rise to $2 million. Okay, I mean, it's not terrible, I guess. I don't know, maybe because he didn't play terrible with Buffalo. So maybe they're like, hey, maybe this guy's all right for right now. Moving on, a kind of a minor trade, but still a trade to be in there. So the Columbus Blue Jackets acquiring Ford Matthew Olivier from the Nashville Predators in exchange for a 4th-round pick at 122nd overall this year. I don't know how to feel about this one personally because it's like just like a prospect for like a mid-tier pick at that. I don't know how to feel about it, but that's just me. I don't know, guys. All I can say is it is what it is. Moving on, the Sharks have pretty much told Bob Boner to fuck off. He is fired. He is no longer the coach of the Sharks. They also fired their assistant coaches, John Madden, no, not the football guy, rest in peace, Dan Darrow, and John McClain. So pretty much their coaching staff is just gone, decimated, reduced to atoms. But and team that is hiring coaches apparently is fucking Winnipeg. They hired Rick Bowness after the likes of Barry Eggman Trotz decided not to coach this year. So they thought Rick Bowness was their best bet. You know the dude is 67, right? This dude was your coach back in the fucking 80s. I hope you also realize that one, Winnipeg. I hope you realize that. Moving on, Nick Paul. He's got himself a fucking new contract, and holy fucking Christ, a 7-year deal worth $3.15 million per season. What the fuck? Okay, personally, I like it. Okay, but I know. People are like, but wait, why do you like this trade so much? No, not the trade. Why do you like this signing so much? Why do I like the signing? Simple fucking fact. Okay, yeah, you've given him 7 years, which I think is a little much. But the salary is not terrible. Because if what we saw from him this season when he got traded to Tampa Bay was worth anything, especially in his playoff performance, there's something there. There is something there that is not being shown. What we're seeing here is possibly Nick Paul finally getting a chance to break out. Will it happen? I guess we'll just have to wait and see now, won't we now? Moving on to Brock motherfucking Besser. He got paid too. Shorter term, 3-year deal, but with an average cap hit of $6.65 million. I mean, he's one of the best players on your team, so I guess he had to be paid. Am I right? I mean, shit. I guess with that one, you just have to kind of take it. I don't know. Now, there were reports coming out of the Rangers as we move on that both forward Julian Gauthier and goaltender Alexander Georgiev have requested trades from the organization. See if I can find reasoning. I guess not. But the weird thing about this is Julian Gauthier, maybe like around a day or something after this, he signed a new deal with the Rangers. A 1-year deal at $800,000. But this could also be a signing trade. Will it be? Again, another one where we have to wait and see. Now, this one I want to talk about real quick. This is a report. There is concern among some teams that the Russian government could prevent Russian players returning to North America later this summer. And I'll read the description of the post here saying, giving Russia's invasion of Ukraine and friction between them and the U.S. Canada for ongoing sanctions, there is worry around the league that players who traveled home to Russia for the off-season might not be allowed to return home. Dumb shit Putin's comments in March caused a lot of distress around the NHL when he called Russians living in the West scum and traitors. Putin seemed to be complaining about citizens who earn money in the West, then return to Russia with their Slavish thinking. I mean, I really hope they let him go home to North America, but again, that's a big mystery that right now no one fucking knows. And I fear that he may do something fucking stupid because reasons. But I just pray that they're safe because that's really all you can hope for. It's just the safety of all those players. Nobody wants to have to fucking deal with shit with that. No one does. Moving on to this thing right here. Johnny Gaudreau, he doesn't know what he wants to do. He's kind of lost. Apparently there was an offer made by the Flames to Gaudreau in the range of 8 years with an average annual cap hit of 9.5. God. Okay, fine. That's a good contract for a good player. I'm not gonna fucking deny that one. And the quote that's being presented here is, "This is not about money. It's about where Gaudreau wants to work and live and chase a Stanley Cup for the next 7 or 8 years." I mean, I wouldn't blame him for wanting to go to a cup contender. Like, look, he's starting to get into the prime of his career, and he wants to play for a team that has a legitimate shot at winning the Stanley Cup. I don't fucking blame him. There's plenty of fucking suitors that will want him, but I guess for that we'll just have to wait and see, because really, this is a fucking he said, she said type of shit. And then another big trade, and oh dear Lord. So here we go. The Nashville Predators acquired defenseman Ryan McDonough from the Tampa Bay Lightning in exchange for defensive prospect Philippe Myers and forward Grant Mismash, with the reports being that Philippe Myers' contract is set to be bought out. Jesus Christ. The fucking Lightning are starting to implode. Yeah, well, shit. Panic. Moving on, the Senators are buying out Colin White. So they're buying out the final 4 years of his contract, which was worth $4.75 million per season. Because he is under the age of 26, the buyout is only worth a third of his remaining base salary instead of 2/3. And thank you to Puckpedia for providing the buyout cap for this. With all basically up until 27-28, the cap hit for that will be $875,000. Within 24-25 being $625,000 only due to credit. So yeah, that's gonna be something. I guess that's something. Moving on, Casey DeSmith was re-signed to a 2-year deal worth $1.8 million per season. This one I'm kind of impartial on. I mean, the way I can really describe it is, I feel like this could be his last chance. Pittsburgh, at least, this could be his last chance. Either he proves himself here or he's fucking getting the curb. But I mean, you can only fucking take a shot in the dark with that one. And the Sharks have a new general manager, and it is the first black general manager in NHL history. And his name is Mike Grier. The 47-year-old played 3 seasons for the Sharks from 2006 to 2009 as a player, and was most recently a hockey ops advisor for the Rangers. And this is kind of a cool thing to kind of tie with tomorrow's episode of the QB Huddle session. Mike Grier's brother is actually Miami Dolphins general manager Chris Grier. Hey, I mean, look at that. 2 brothers general managers of 2 professional sports teams. Who doesn't love to see that? Especially since Mike is the first black general manager in NHL history. That is fucking remarkable, but also sad that it took this fucking long. But congratulations, Mike, on the job, and hopefully you can do something with it. Moving on to one of the final pieces of the day, Andrew Cogliano signing a 1-year, $1.25 million contract to remain with the Avalanche for next season. All I gotta say here, they avoided the Stanley Cup tax. Because Cogliano's really starting to get into the twilight of his career. He's aged to shit, but like, why not keep him around for the veteranosity? And you do so while avoiding that big Stanley Cup tax. Look at it. There are going to be a few players that are going to be wanting that pay raise. Nazem Kadri and Darcy Kemper, more importantly. But with it, I feel like you're only allowed so much room. That's what I think. And then finally, sources, and this is from Dejan Kovacevic. I hope I'm saying that right. I'm bad with pronunciation sometimes. He says, and I quote, "Sources tell me Penguins and Chris Letang are close to a contract. I've got absolutely no detail beyond that, so don't ask. But source sure made it sound like it'll get done, and that it'll most likely be for 3 years. So I guess they're finalizing or just really getting done a contract, again, reportedly for 3 years. Because Letang's 35, 36, so you figure that's probably going to take it to the end of his playing days. Could that be his final NHL contract? I doubt it, considering, players just go on to play until like they're like 40, 41, maybe even 42 sometimes. Over in the case of Patrick Marleau and Joe fucking Thornton forever. But hey, you're gonna love to see it. But anyway, guys, hope you guys did enjoy this week's episode. If you liked it, leave a like. Comment down below if you guys want to see me next. If you haven't done so already, subscribe and join the Launchville Nation. Until next time, je suis le Logique Canadien. Bonne nuit et au revoir.